Hey everybody, this is Eli Freestone, and you're watching my Week 1 reflection video for cross-platform mobile development term 1410. This week we're doing the login and data portion of our Android application. The month we're also going to build an iOS version. And so this week was my first time using the parse.com service with Android. I had a little bit of experience with it in iOS previously, and it's definitely a very cool service. I like it a lot, and I think it has a lot of very good potential. So anyways, let's go ahead and get going with the application. So I'm just doing a basic contacts app, more of a proof of concept. I'm honestly not really happy with just doing a contacts app, but I was having some trouble with figuring out exactly what I want to do that's going to fit all of the requirements for the month, and so I can do it in both Android and iOS. Ended up with a contacts app, but honestly I think I'm going to change it to a friend's birthdays or something like that. Currently I'm using a string and then a number parse object. However, I could always swap out that number for a parse date object really easily, and I think that would work out really great. It's actually something I kind of kicked around a little bit before, but I wanted to make sure that I got the functionality down first and then kind of mess around with it later if time allowed, which unfortunately time was just a bit short this month, or this week, sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and get going. So I already popped in my credentials for one login, so we'll just go ahead and do that just to help speed things up. I've already added a bunch of tests, and I currently don't have it checking to make sure there's no validation for how long the number is. It can literally be a single number. It can be as long. I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly how many the max is for the Java long. However, it is currently a long to make sure that it can handle 10 digits starting with something other than a 1, because that will crash it if it's an int. I did find out. So anyways, let's go ahead and save this. I did misspell test, but that's okay. We're just going to delete that anyways. So to delete, the only way to delete at the moment is actually to long hold, and it pops up an alert dialog, and then no obviously just cancels it. It doesn't get deleted. Let's go ahead and actually delete this guy. Let's hit yes, and then it will actually reload and give you a nice toast message saying item successfully deleted. All right, so let's go ahead and do a log out, and we'll set up a new login. So logging out takes you straight back to the sign in. Let's just do test 1. Again, I misspelled test, but that's okay. And we'll just, again, both fields are required. It does validate that both fields are filled in. However, it doesn't have any requirements as to what they are or how many characters they are. So let's just do a basic one here. Sign up. It gives you a toast message. However, I don't like the way that's working at the moment because it's showing up where the keyboard is. It's hard to read, but it does instruct you to hit login to actually log into the application. And then if it notices that there aren't any contacts, it actually pops up this title that says no contacts have been added. Please select the plus button to add a new contact. So let's just go ahead and add a new one. And we'll just make it super simple. Anyway, so that title does disappear after that. And then let's go ahead and delete that to show that it does reappear again. And there we are. So I have user authentication. It does work for multiple users. It also does restrict data to the specific users. As we saw, I had 2 different users and different data for each. So reading is fully functional as well. Deleting from parse is working quite well as well. And I think overall, I think the UI is, functionality-wise, I think it's good. Style-wise, it is literally default. I didn't have time to mess with that much at all this last couple of days. You know, the first week is always a bit shorter, and even then I didn't have as much time as I had hoped for to work on this. So unfortunately, the overall style of the application is pretty much non-existent. Even my icon is my default go-to placeholder icon. That's just my initials. But yeah, other than that, I think the UI itself, the functionality of it, I think works very well. It's nice and simple. There isn't a whole lot going on, so there isn't a whole lot that can be bad. Oh, actually, I wanted to show real quick that I did set it up to remove the main view from the stack. So if you log out, you can't just hit back and then go back in. I just selected the back button and it actually just exited the application. So anyways, that's about it. This has been Eli Freestone, week 1 for CPM, term 1410. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.